Hello lovelies, welcome to Moon Priestess Lucy. Thank you for watching this. So here what I have is a little comparison video, which are sort of my favorite kind to film. So when Claire Mack, the creator of the Illuminated Earth Oracle, announced that she was doing a second printing about this one, I was super excited. So here we have the sorry, I was holding this. This is the first edition that I think she printed it herself. And this is it's sort of the second edition, but it's actually a reprint now because there is pretty much almost no difference, but I will show you the differences. The subtle differences that there are between the first print and the second print of the Illuminated Earth Oracle. So the boxes are actually pretty much identical. The only way that I can tell them apart is because the second one from the Kickstarter got a little damage. So that's the only way that I can tell them apart. Anything else, size, production quality is pretty much the same. As you can see, the colors, the letters, the embossing, it's pretty much exactly the same. I do want to highlight that there is a difference here. Sorry. I'm gonna show you through this card. Yeah, this one is a good card. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not mixing up my editions. But actually, it's not it's not super obvious, but I can actually tell them apart. So you will see why. I think it's better if I show you like this. Yeah, that works. I'm sorry guys. Bear with me a second. So if you can see there is actually a super slight, almost minimal size difference between, this is from the smaller quote unquote, is from the first print run, and then this one is from the second print run. So the second print run is like a millimeter wider and taller, like barely nothing. No, you can see it's barely nothing. Sorry, I actually moved them. Barely nothing. But by that you can actually tell them apart. Now I don't know, because there is sometimes some difference, no, in the cut of the same print run. So it could just be very well be that there is a difference in the cut. Now, that is not the only difference. As you can see, there is a subtle, super subtle color difference. You can see this is the first print run is a smaller one. It's on my, let me keep it on the left now, so it's real. First print run, second print run. So you can see it's actually pinkier. You can sort of see it there. It has a little, like a tiny little bit more of pink, no, that you can tell here versus here. But it's very minimal, no, you can see a little bit more saturation. Let me show you two other cards. So first print run, second print run, and for these colors it's pretty much the same. No, it's only the pinks that it's a little bit more saturated. And also the titles, no, so for the second print run we can see that it's actually a little bit more goldish, but again it's really subtle. No, this has more like yellow, and this is a little bit more gray or brown, so to speak. No, and you can see it's again super subtle. So there are not a lot of differences. If you can get either one, you are pretty much set. No, the backs, the color saturation is almost identical. No, I would say that the first print run has a slightly subtle warmer tone. But again, this is like splitting hairs apart. Super, super close. I'm just being super picky on the difference. Another thing that I could actually tell is that, I mean, also the finish. Sorry, let me pick this, like two of them. The finish is pretty much identical. Both feel thick, I mean thick enough. You can see. Super sturdy, super resistant, very, very smooth. This is one of my favorite cardstocks. I mean, the only problem is the shuffleability is not so good because it's thick. And like they don't glide, no, because again, they're really thick. But it's one thing versus the other. But again, like really, really close. And you can actually tell, no, if we put everything together. So, sorry, I had classified them in piles in case I needed to do like a one by one. But I actually don't think that's, I mean, I don't think it's significant because, again, the color difference is super, super subtle. If you want to see any particular card, do let me know. But I mean, it's, again, like splitting hairs. But I do want to share that their second print run, now the one from Kickstarter and the one available now, I think she's out of the first print run. Sorry, I actually mixed cards, but again, it's like you can tell right away because the difference doesn't, like the size doesn't match. So I was a little worried, like, oh, I'm gonna confuse them. But no, you actually wouldn't confuse them because they're like differently sized by a hair, but you can definitely tell when they're like all together. So let me show you that the second one is by a hair. Oh, I always forget like the camera angle. By a hair a little taller. By a hair. I'm like, should we, let me figure out. We'll put this here. There we go. So you can actually see that it's pretty much nothing. Oops. Not gonna drop them. No, pretty much nothing, the difference between the first and the second. So cardstock, very, very similar. You can see here it's like, let me see if the light, like I'm filming in the middle of the day and this is, I had to pull an artificial light because it's so gloomy outside. You can see, no, a little, like this has, I think this has a tad more blue and this has a tad more yellow, no, and that's the subtle difference that we can tell, no, and you can see like this is the smaller one, so the smaller is the first print run, the larger is the second print run. So I think if you find any of these, you are getting a super quality product. This is, as I was saying, one of my, if not my favorite oracle. It's just so beautiful. You can pull one card or you can do like 3 card reading, 5 card reading. It reads amazingly well. It gives you a lot of messages. Oh, another thing that I was gonna say is that, I mean, the first print run, the cut was super even. And I did notice that the second one, you can tell it has, like, you can see here, no? Little tiny flaws. But again, very, I mean, splitting hairs apart really. Very, very minimal. And I'm sure if you etch this, no, it's gonna go away. I'm actually dying, well, not dying, but I'm actually really eager to etch this, but I just haven't haven't gone through the courage of actually doing it. But maybe I will, because I think I've seen this etch in like a gold one, like this one, and it looks so beautiful. So guys, this one is really good. Actually, because I mean, I got the two of them now, if there was any difference like in the cards or something, but I mean, she clarified that it's gonna be same cardstock. No, that she had to change printers, but she was gonna keep the quality. She definitely did. No, the second one is a tiny hair larger. No, so you get a little larger size. The box is, I think, exactly the same. Too bad now that this got a little damage. So I'm actually gonna be selling one of these because I think it's super sturdy. I don't need a backup. I'm actually trying not to keep backups. I don't think I have one even for anything. I mean, I do have like the first and second edition of Marielle, but as you know, no, there's like different cards, so not a backup if something actually changed between editions. No, like the artwork, which is a major change. But I love this one. I'm gonna keep the first edition now because this is the one I've been working more. And this is the second edition that it's up for grabs. So if you're interested, I have, I guess, shuffled this a bit. No, I have gone through the cards, no, analyzing the difference and such. But it's in beautiful state, no? It has been used 2 or 3 times, I would say. So let me show you now how I shuffle this. So what I do is that, as you can see, it shuffles in chunks, but that's also the case with the first one. And I'll show you, but let me just pull some cards because I want to show you my astrology analysis here. So pulling those cards, and I also had some cards to analyze, no, because people were pointing out that there was some repetition, but yeah, let me pull. Sorry guys. Let me pull this now so you can see. I think it's a little less chunky, and I'll shuffle, but this has been shuffled more, so I think that the chunky shuffleness will go away from this the more it gets used, which I don't want to overuse it, no, because this is gonna go to another lovely home. Oh, because I don't want it to sit there, no, I'm gonna be using one very, like, a lot, and it's super sturdy, so it's definitely gonna resist, no, the time passing, and I don't want to have these, no, just sitting there collecting dust. Well, I would dust, of course, but I mean, you know what I mean, no? This deserves to be used and loved and appreciated. The artwork is exquisite. I absolutely adore it. Sorry, off center. Sorry, I got so excited off camera. It's really beautiful, guys. So message me if you're interested. Now we can reach to an agreeable price. I'm probably gonna announce this on Facebook, on Tarot Marketplace, and I will pull a listing, I think, on eBay, and I probably auction them because I don't want them to sit with me so long. So yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, so let me also show you my Astrology Association. Now, these are the cards that are marked with a star. You will notice that she classifies them. No, she can either give you, I think, a cross like this. Let me focus. No, for the element, like neutral, elemental ones. Then you have like a positive there, and then you can also have searching for one, guys. positive. Oh, I think I put all the positives. Oh, there we go. A negative here. No, so negative will be that on top, for example, resistance. And negative is it's saying yes or no. But sometimes it's good to say no, and sometimes it's bad to say yes. So just in a sense of yes and no, like a polarity, I would say. Because if any of these cards can go either way. And it also depends on how you ask the question. No, it's very, very important how you ask the question. So while doing my analysis, and I've been working for this long, I think all of these relate directly to an astrological sign. And you know me, I also love astrology. So I was noticing that, and I was like, I'm definitely gonna do the associations here. So some of them are more natural than the others, and I think she tried to keep balance. So some of them are focusing on like the positive qualities, and some are focusing on the negative or shadow qualities. So just bear that in mind. Every sign has both, no, like good, bad, positive, negative, light, shadow. So it's just the highlight, no, that it's depicted here. So for Aries, we have protection, no, and we have here actually like the little sheep, no, with the horns, the ram. No, and we can definitely tell, no, that Aries has that protection, no? Maybe you will think of Taurus, but actually Aries is very protective in the sense, no, that it protects itself or themselves, but it also protects others, no? Fire signs tend to be actually really, really good friends, so that they are very protective of their friendships. So that's for Aries. Then for Taurus, this one was, I think, the hardest to match. So fertility, I ended up associating it with Taurus because Taurus is associated with Mother Earth or with the planet Earth. So I think fertility was fitting there, no? And also in the sense that Taurus is very nourishing, no? So they have that maternity nature to them, no? And they love plants, no? Taking care of plants. So that's why I associated fertility with Taurus. Then childhood for Gemini. And you will see Gemini and Capricorn that I based on this aspect. So Gemini is known to be the eternal child. Like you will notice a Gemini that they always want to look young. Sometimes by the way they dress, sometimes by the way they act, no? But they are children at heart. So that's why the childhood was, I thought, very fitting, no, to associate it with Gemini. Then we have attachment, and this is one of the shadow aspects of Cancer. It's not the only aspect, no. Cancer could also go with fertility because they're like the moon, so it's associated with the mother, no. But I chose, I think it was more fitting to associate attachment, no. And attachment could have also gone to Taurus, no, because they can cling to possessions. But the collecting part, it's more a Cancer trait, no, that they accumulate too much and they don't want to let go. Again, no, it could go either way, but I associated it with Cancer because like if you have the chart sign in order, it sits at the bottom, so like the Inmon quality, and it's sitting, no, like in a shadow aspect already. So that's what I went with attachment to Cancer. And again, no, this is just one aspect. It's not the only one, but that was the association I made. So attachment for Cancer. Then we have accomplishment for Leo, which I thought was super, super fitting. No, because Leo wants to be recognized. No, Leo wants to shine. No, and this is also giving me a lot of magician vibes, but I think Leo was fitting. I thought for Virgo as well, no, because Virgo also likes to do things well, but Virgo is not about doing things well, and it's not necessarily that they want to be recognized. And I think the accomplishment here in this case was giving me like I want to be seen vibes. So very, very Leo. Then for Virgo, I finally went with healing. This was also one that was a little difficult to match because a lot of signs can be healing. But I think Virgo has a special quality of healing, no? Because they have that earth quality, but also by being associated with Mercury, no? So they are like analytical, smart, and they are healers, definitely. No, they can be therapists, and, well, anyone can be a therapist. I mean, any sign has the potential to be a therapist, as we all. But what I mean, no, is that they have that. I could also have gone to Pisces, no? Pisces can also be excellent doctors because they like to take care of others. But in this case, you will see, no, the one that I associated with Pisces and was more fitting. So healing went into Virgo. Then for Libra, I chose reflection. And again, I wasn't sure about this one because there is actually a balance card, like a card that is called balance. And I was like, oh, that's Libra. But again, I was trying to reflect, no, the ones with a star and the ones that have human people. So I think reflection is very good for Libra because Libra identifies itself or themselves through others, no, and as a balance sign that it's always looking, no, for others to search that reflection, no, that you can mirror yourself in the other. And the key part is not to lose yourself on the other, no, and not to become self-dependent on the other, no, so to keep your independence and recognize the other one. So the reflection part. Then for Scorpio, I went with anguish. And again, we go into a shadow aspect. And I swear I don't have anything against the water signs. No, but it was anguish because, you know, Scorpio, it's very, very intense. And it can get really emotional and deep emotions. That one of them is the anguish. No, and I could have gone with, I don't know, an air sign, no, like Aquarius or Libra or Gemini, no, because this is also like giving me a Nine of Swords vibe. So, but I went with Scorpio anguish, no, in the sense that they have intense feelings that can lead to anguish here. Then I chose support, and this was also like, I think I wanted to associate it with Pisces or with Virgo, but I went with Sagittarius because, again, fire signs are super, super good friends. And I think Sagittarius are great friends and are always there for you. So that's what I'm putting them as a support, no? More like the providers of support than the ones that are requesting support. Cancer could also, no, be supportive, no, because they have, again, this maternal quality. Or an earth sign, no, as I was saying, Virgo, Taurus could be. But in this case, my association, no, like basically the process of elimination, I thought it was fitting with Sagittarius being there for others. And then we get into responsibility. And here is the comparison, no, that I have with Gemini, no? So Gemini is like the eternal child. And then you have Capricorn, which is like an old soul right from the moment they are born. No, because they are very responsible. No, and you can see the horns, like, no, Capricorn, the Deer Association there. No, and this is... like, she's young, but she already looks so mature, no? She's responsible right away, which I thought it was a super Capricorn trait. Memory. So memory, I went with Aquarius, and again, I could have gone through any of the air signs, no? Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or even Virgo, no? Because they are also associated to Mercury, and all those mercurial signs have a very, very good memory. But I went with Aquarius due to process of elimination, and they're an air sign, and they have this network quality, no, because they relate very well to everything around them, technology, people, the entire world, the entire universe, no, and pulling everything together for the memory. So that's my association to Aquarius. And then, oh, it's upside down, sorry. Pisces to these guys. Pretty much because Pisces being at the end of the wheel, no, so you start the wheel, imagine a circle here. So you start the wheel here in Aries, and then you go round, 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 and end here at the beginning, no, like an Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail, with Pisces. And Pisces, since it has been through the entire cycle, can be as any other sign. Pisces is probably the most difficult sign to tell because they can mimic anyone. They have been through the full cycle. They know how each and every sign behaves. So a Pisces could be behaving as an Aries, as a Taurus, as a Libra, as a Scorpio, as anything they want, no? That's also why when they have relationships, they can also tend to lose themselves in the other person, which can be a good and a bad thing, no? Like, you definitely want to have that commitment to the other person, but not to the point that you completely lose yourself. So that's what I put this, guys. It also has the fish here, no, and like the bear, like almost the bear costume, but it's like I'm a bear, but I'm not really a bear, and I'm holding a fish. So I saw like, oh, this is Pisces. 100% sure this is Pisces. So, so that's one of the ones that really helped me, to discard the others. So let me know what you think of my astrological associations for this deck, which I don't know, I was very, very excited. And I know some are more fitting than others, and some could go to either way, and especially with the light and the shadow, it's hard. But I thought they were very, very good. And these are the 12 cards, that have human figures as part of the earth, besides these, the other ones that just depict a more earthy aspect, like for example, plants, like for example, one of my favorite cards, abundance, like dreams. It also has element cards. You have earth. You have, let me see if I can find it quick enough. No, I don't think so. I was looking because you have air, you have water. Now you have all those. No. This one sort of resembles a human figure, no? So Epiphany, for example, you can see a human figure there. So, I don't know, you have the Source card, Cosmos, oops, no, Wisdom as one of the ones I was showing. I also love it. And yeah, it's a really, really, really lovely oracle. Message me if you're interested in my extra copy. Transient is another one I love. At the beginning I was getting the Wisdom card quite often, and lately I've been getting the Resilience card quite often. So it's definitely telling me a message. I need to look into that. Upheaval. It's so beautiful, guys. Like Tempest. Well, I could be here for hours. So I hope you enjoy. Leave me your comments down below if you have any questions, if you have it, if you love it, even if you don't. That's also very valid. Oh, and I'll show you now that I've gone through, oops. Oh, this wanted to show, of course, another one of my favorites, probably my favorite card there, because I adore white snakes. So Underworld with a white snake. So let me just quickly show you how this overhand shuffles. So you can see the chunks are not, well, that was a big chunk. But I think just because I've worked with this more, that it feels that it's gliding easier than the new one. But I think that's just, when you start using it, you will see, that it slides more and more easily. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.